Huge cuts the government thinks are needed to get the country's finances back under control.
To the government's austerity agenda
and its austerity policies.
The austerity
against the government's austerity measures.
The message, we won't stop till austerity is history.
And these policies do not stand for what we believe in.
When a country falls into debt, the government may decide to make cuts to public funding, leading people to live under austerity. This affects the most vulnerable sectors of society, from education to health to housing and to the arts. Although 10 years have passed since the banks imploded, the repercussions of the crisis are still relevant today. To investigate the impact of the global financial crisis on the arts sector, we interviewed two creative practitioners on the difference that spending cuts have had on their private and public sectors.
My name is Shiri Shami. I'm a creative producer and a curator. I work freelance in London. I've worked this way for probably 5 years, and before that I worked for arts organisations before and during and after the financial crisis. I think I'm personally quite lucky to not be hugely affected by the changes since 2008, because I work in a particular way that involves particular types of funding, or public funding. But looking around me, I can see that everybody is affected massively. Public funding has been being diminished and gone, so everybody who work in my sector in the same way as me have far less access to funding. So people have to consider what's worthwhile. Again, it's that kind of what's cost effective, what's useful. That's not a way to think about culture. So I think artists have got a level of responsibility like everybody else, but maybe we have different tools to communicate the responsibility, but also to communicate some change. We have a voice that we need to use.
So my name's Rob, and I work as an advertisement writer for a big company. I work in the private sector, so it's done really well at the moment. We're getting more and more clients, and I'm getting more and more work piled upon me. Well, I used to work in the public sector. I used to alternate between that and freelance work. But one of the main reasons I chose the job that I'm doing now is just the security of working in the private sector, and you need to pick an industry that's thriving, even if it's not necessarily what you want to do. Okay, so I say austerity has had quite a negative effect on working environment. I mean, as I say, we're thriving. We're a thriving company, so more and more work's getting piled on us. So more and more people are unhappy. We're overworked. We're very underpaid, in our opinion. Last week there was someone who was here for about 2 days, and she left the company for 2 days because it's so toxic. If the Conservative government remain in charge of England, then I can see more and more, independent places being bought out, and it's just going to get worse. I'm very negative, but I can see it getting worse.
The reason that I'm thinking of leaving the art world, or kind of stepping out for now, is because looking at the world around me, I'd say the crisis is so intense. We are in multiple crises, and I feel that at the moment I can be personally, with all the skills that I learned in the art world, be more socially useful elsewhere.
What does it mean to live in austere times, and what does austerity do to growth?
In general, there's been a lot of competition because of austerity.
I am in competition with my peers and my colleagues.
So more and more people are unhappy.
I'm being sucked into the neoliberal way of thinking.
We're overworked, we're very underpaid.
We're getting deeper and deeper into crisis.
So we just get more and more work piled upon us.
There will be far less diversity in the art world, and that is a direct effect of austerity.